Welcome back, everybody. Now today we have a very special episode because we're going to be watching a movie that back in the 90s I used to rent from the store all the time. It's Godzilla vs. Mothra. Well, I mean, not the one we've already seen. It's Godzilla vs. Mothra from the 90s. Godzilla vs. Mothra, Battle for Earth. Oh, whoa, oh. Okay, let's watch. Okay, it begins with a meteor crashing into Earth, which wakes Godzilla up from his nap. And we are immediately introduced to our main character, Grave Robber Man. He hasn't seen Indiana Jones yet, so he just snatches the relic like a dumb shit and triggers the booby trap.
Oh.
Get fired up for MXC, the world's most toughest competition in town.
Shit.
He just said shit in a Godzilla movie. Now I remember this is one of the only movies my parents allowed me to rent that had swearing in it. I remember it being so bad that he said shit. And now I say shit all the time. I say it all the time on this show. Hell, I think I've already said it 3 times. Oh shit, maybe I should start censoring these episodes. So he's stuck in jail and is approached by a government agency to investigate something on an island. He's just some random dude who just got busted for destroying a temple. Why the hell are they trying to get him? And supposedly this is his ex-wife? Why are any of these people involved? So of course he agrees to go to the island because if he doesn't he'd get jail time and he'd rather flirt with his ex-wife like a pervert. This other dude that's with them represents a company who owns the island. Yeah, he's cool, I guess.
Hold on. Can this thing hold us?
The 3 of us together weigh 180 kilos.
Or, you know, just go one by one. So they fall into the water while looking at the camera and stumble across a cave that leads them to the one and only giant Easter egg. And the fairies are back, baby! Can't have a Mothra movie without an acid trip. The fairies explained that long ago there were 2 Earth Guardians. One was Mothra and the other was Batra. He's kind of like Mothra's emo brother. According to the fairies, both monsters should be waking up soon. Luckily, they already know where Mothra is. She's, you know, in her egg. While Batra is supposedly sleeping at the bottom of the ocean somewhere. Oh shit, nope, he's awake and he's kicking ass! Batra is really cool. He's always been a favorite of mine design-wise. He's able to burrow underground and fires lasers from his face. The only problem I really have with Batra is that he sounds just like Rodan. And I mean just like Rodan. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, that's really lame.
Batra.
Batra?
I also like how they just know who Batra is. After this long exposition scene from the fairies, this dude just shows up with a book and is like, oh yeah, that's Batra. So while Batra's destroying shit, the company that owns the island wants to use the egg as an attraction. Sound familiar? While they're tugging along, we finally see our boy G. Mothra hatches and the two duke it out. There's also this weird human fight that kind of reminds me of ballet dancing. It's pretty great. It isn't too long until Batra joins the fray with his emo angst.
Oh no, they're getting pissed off!
Hell yeah, they're getting pissed off. Mothra makes her escape while the two boys have a beam war underwater. Godzilla opens up a rift in the ocean floor with Batra's ass, and both monsters are engulfed in the flames.
Incredible. They both drowned in molten rock.
Yeah, I'm sure we're never gonna see them again. And unfortunately, at this point, the movie really slows down. The ex-wife and grave robber man talk a little more, and we learn about their daughter. Oh yeah, they have a daughter. Who doesn't know grave robber man is a grave robber man? While the two reignite their love for one another, they totally fuck up by letting the fairies get stolen by the company that owns the island. The fairies then sing the song of their people to get Mothra to rescue them. This song is a classic among Godzilla fans. It also makes good road trip music. Anyways, the fairies have turned up missing, and everyone's freaking out because Mothra's slicing through innocent lives like butter to get them back. And this is where the movie really loses me. Supposedly Grave Robber Man has them. How did he get them? He wants to sell them? Is he a bad guy?
How much do you want for them? $1 million. Oh, come on. Wait.
But seriously, how did he get them? I don't think they... You know what? I don't think they ever explain it. I don't even know. It's fucking Godzilla. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Mothra has reached the city and she's pissed. Grave Robber Man decides he wants to return the fairies and confronts his ex-wife who brought her daughter with her for some reason. What the hell's this kid doing here? There's a giant worm on the way.
How could you bring Midori here?
So just how do you plan on paying my alimony, Takuya?
She brought her to convince him to pay alimony? This bitch is a psychopath. Mothra reaches their building and after all that trouble politely asks for the fairies. Where the fuck is Godzilla? I know it's a Mothra movie, but Jesus Christ, we've seen him for a total of 5 minutes and we're an hour into the movie. It's just like Godzilla vs. Megalon all over again. Except that movie is flawless because of Jet Jaguar. Well, whatever, back to Mothra, I guess. Mothra spins a cocoon after the fairies tell her they're chillin'. Then suddenly speak of the goddamn devil. Not even lava can kill the king. The big G is about to confront the military when... Back to Mothra.
Nice!
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yay, Mothra hatches into her piñata form. We get it. Woohoo! Back to Godzilla. Lasers don't do dick to Godzilla, and oh yeah, Badger's in the house! All three monsters are converging, and by God, the movie's finally getting good again. Everyone evacuates. Whoa, is that a manga hat? Well, Batra picks up Mothra, but he has the worst aim imaginable. Jesus, just aim! Mothra goes down after a lucky hit, but that's when Godzilla comes in. This fight is pretty okay. Yeah, fucking throw him! It's definitely a B-more. It's pretty cool how Batra and Mothra team up and Batra throws a Ferris wheel at Godzilla's face. Mothra ends up telling Godzilla to go to sleep, so he does. This gives Batra and Mothra the opportunity to toss Godzilla into the ocean, and I don't know if they flipped a coin on this or something, because Batra definitely gets the short end of the stick on this one. I remember this kind of disturbing me as a kid for some reason, and I'd already seen Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. So Godzilla's at the bottom of the ocean, Mothra paints a pretty picture, and the day is saved! But, supposedly all that shit was the least of everyone's worries. A meteor that was much bigger than the first one from the beginning is coming to hit Earth, which is why Batra woke up in the first place. He was supposed to destroy the meteor, but now that he's a rotting corpse, Mothra flies off to take his place. And, before we roll the credits, be sure to remember...
If the world lives to see another another century, please remember what Mothra did for you and the planet you live on.
The end.
And that's Godzilla vs. Mothra, Battle for Earth. It's an okay movie. It's not so bad. I really like Batra's design, but I definitely remember it more fondly as a kid after watching it as an adult. There's a fair amount of fun and cheesy moments, but it really falls off after all the monsters have their first fight. There's also a human villain I don't even bother to mention because he's the exact same as the first movie. He's just a rich asshole, except this time he's kind of a nerd. He's a whiny nerd. I don't even think he dies in this movie. The last time we see him, he's throwing a fit on the floor.
I don't care. I don't care!
And yeah, there's like a whole host of things that I didn't even mention about this movie. There's a lot to unpack here. I don't even know how I followed along as a kid. Honestly, I rented it like 15 times. And I still, I guess I don't even fucking know. It's pretty good. I'd give it a watch. Oh shit, here's my remote.